Hey guys! That sounded... Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just came back from RTX Sydney, which happened this past weekend. RTX is a convention held by Rooster Teeth, which is a YouTube channel and also a production company. They hold one in Australia, I guess annually now. It started like 3 years ago, so this year was the third one. And this year was my first time going to RTX. Lots of firsts for me during this weekend. First time at RTX, first time in Sydney, first time flying on my own to some other place. So that was very interesting. You learn a lot about yourself when you do all that kind of stuff. My biggest highlight in terms of like what happened at RTX was probably meeting Jeremy, Dooley, and Trevor from Achievement Hunter, because that was wild. Okay, the thing is, when you buy tickets for RTX, you can either buy like a day pass or like a whole weekend pass. And when you get a weekend pass, you get to choose who you want to meet out of like the cast and crew of Rooster Teeth. And I chose not to do that because I am very awkward and I just wouldn't know what to say to them when I meet them. Like, I love them. I have so much love for these people. Like, they inspire me, and I really like them, but if I were to meet them, I wouldn't know what to say. It's like that one time when I met Natalie Dormer and I did not say anything to her, and it was very embarrassing because I just didn't know what to say. I was just like, hi, and then that was it. And anyway, I digress. So Saturday, first day of RTX Sydney, was when I got to take a selfie with Jeremy Dooley, and that was so unexpected because I wasn't gonna get any autographs from anyone. I never assumed, I never hoped or anything that, like, oh, maybe I'll meet Jeremy on like the exhibition floor, but I did, and I was so dumb. I'm just a nervous human, you know. I was just doing laps on the exhibition floor, just looking around, and I was walking, and I see someone like take a selfie with someone else, and I look, and it's a dude, and it's Jeremy, and I'm like, oh, that's Jeremy. But then my brain was like, don't ask him for a photo, like, don't do it, just don't, like, he's going somewhere, he's busy, don't do it. And so I was like, just keep walking. And I was wearing this hat that I bought at the merch store, and Jeremy was wearing one too. Out of the corner of my eye, I'm pretty sure he like glances at me because we're wearing the same hat, but I was just like, keep walking, don't look, just don't. And so I keep walking, and he walks past, and I'm like, yeah, you did that, you missed it. And then I was like, no, that was Jeremy Dooley. You're gonna turn around, and you're gonna get a photo with him, because why not? I turn around, and there's like a group of people following Jeremy too, so I was like, alright, let me just merge in with this group of people who want to take a photo with Jeremy. And then so then they ended up making a line, and so I was in the line, and I took a photo with him. But like, I don't think I would have taken a photo with Jeremy if it was just me having to go up to him and ask, just because I'm so nervous as a human being. So that like made my day one. Day one, I was so like pissy. I was so like, I flew into Sydney the morning of RTX, so I was very tired and very like easily irritated, but I still had fun, but I was very irritated just by like just because I was like sore and tired. And meeting Jeremy, taking a photo of him, like dissolved that straight away. I was like, it was good. I loved meeting him. He was so nice and very kind, and I told him, have a good weekend, and he was like, thank you. Yeah, so anyway, that made my day. That was the highlight of day one. Now the highlight of day two was meeting Trevor, and that was a whole other journey in itself. Meeting Jeremy was like one thing, but the whole like path and journey I took to meet Trevor was on another level. So Trevor is my favorite achievement hunter. Okay, like, just as giving you this fact, my favorite. And so I was like, I have to meet him. Like, I know I was nervous about signings and stuff, but if I don't meet Trevor at least once during this convention, what is the point? No, I'm just kidding. But like, I really wanted to meet him because like, he's my favorite. So he didn't have an official signing, but he said he'd be around. So I was like, cool, maybe I'll just bump into him. So I don't want to sound creepy, but I walked around the exhibition floor a lot just in the off chance that maybe I'd bump into him. I don't know if that sounds creepy, I don't know if that's weird, but I did it just because I did that day one and nothing. So I was like, okay, fine, maybe day two. And so day two, my literal goal was just to meet Trevor. Just to say hi. That would have been fine. So I got there 10:30 at day two. And I just kept going through Twitter just in case someone tweeted like, oh, Trevor's in this part of the exhibition floor or whatever. So I just kept refreshing it like a weirdo. And I was at the Funhouse panel, which was really funny, but I was too busy refreshing freaking Twitter. And then RTX Sydney, like the actual Twitter, tweets a photo, I think, or like tweets something about, hey, Trevor's in front of like the Omen truck that's there doing an impromptu signing. It was tweeted like a minute before I saw it. So I was like, oh, if it was tweeted a minute ago, not many people would have seen it yet, I hoped. So I like booked it. It was only like a two second walk, but I went and I got to the end of the line and the lady, the guardian there, was like, sorry, this line's been capped. My only goal for today has been dashed just by a capped line. And I was like, no worries, all good. And I walked away and I was like, ah. I was like, what am I gonna do now? And I was so salty. I was like very internally so salty. So I did like a loop around and I went to the cafe, got a water bottle just because I didn't know what else I was doing. I was like, my whole purpose of the day has been dashed. Whatever. So I went to get a water bottle and I sat at the table right behind Trevor's signing place. I sat there with like my drink bottle, like this drink bottle, and I was sitting there in my seat and like the signing was happening over there, like in the distance, and I was just sitting there like, freaking capped line just ruined my dreams, like freaking, I was like just watching these people and I just kept staring. I was just looking, and I got a video of it where I'm just sitting at the table and you can see Trevor in the distance and there's like a little line, and then all of a sudden I'm looking at this line just really saltily looking at it, and then the guardian there at the end of the line lets someone in and I'm like, what's this? Has the line been uncapped? And I like pick up my drink bottle and I book it to the line, and lo and behold, the line has been uncapped. So I get in it and I'm like, I'm done. My dream, not my dream, my like, what I wanted to do today, it's here, it's happening. And then I went in line, got a photo with Trevor, and I kind of was like, oh, I hated myself. Afterwards, I was like, wow, I was really like jittery when I was talking to Trevor. I was like, wow, you can't just be like a normal person ever, Janella. You just had to like be very like, ugh. And I got him to sign my badge because everyone else was doing it, but I never planned for him to sign my badge. And I was like, why did I do that? Why did I get him to sign my badge? Whatever. I was glad to meet Trevor. It was very nice meeting him. He's very kind. Everyone at Rooster Teeth, my God, they're so kind. And I love them all for it. That was my two highlights of RTX day 1 and 2, which is funny because I was like, I'm not going to get a signature from anyone, I'm not going to get a photo with anyone. But then my highlights ended up being photos from people at Rooster Teeth. And even if I kind of made a fool out of myself, maybe, it just goes to show that just do it. If you're scared, doesn't like push through that fear, it'll probably be like the best thing that you've done. I think this whole trip was just me running and feeding off of adrenaline and like, yeah, because I don't think I would have survived on half a baguette normally. Very surprised I'm not dead yet.